Welcome to Mr. Umbrella Man's show. I hope you're all feeling well today. And what's the matter with you?
Wait. This is the Wyre Villa vlogging channel, mate.
Well, you weren't ready.
No need to come up with an imaginary name. Shall we get started?
Go on then, let's get started, go on.
Welcome to the channel, everybody. Welcome to another match day preview here on the channel. So, how are you, Mr. Umbrella Man?
Not so bad, thank you very much.
Have you survived last weekend's?
Yes, it was a bit scary, wasn't it, out there? Some of the wind and the rain and whatnot, yeah. Yeah,
we'll talk a little bit about last weekend in a little bit. But let's talk a little bit about this weekend's match preview. We are back down at Hallgate Park this weekend. The reserves are down there. Right. They are playing Thornton Cleveleys at home.
We're actually going to watch the reserves, are we?
Are we?
Well, I think we should wait and see whose game's on, don't we? But anyway, yeah.
Whatever game's on, we'll go.
Right, go on.
But no, Wyre Villa, first team, they are away at Ulverston Rangers this weekend.
Yeah.
So a good away day for them.
Well, it is, if the game's on again. It's a long way to go if it's off, isn't it? And
yeah, definitely.
Ulverston's game last week was...
that was postponed as well.
Wasn't it?
So it's not looking too brilliant.
No, I won't think it is, actually, after this last week's weather.
Tell you what we need, guys. We need Mr. Forecast Man, Mr. Umbrella Man, to look at the weather and tell us.
We need a weather expert, don't we?
Should I get him involved?
No.
No?
No, I'll just bring more rain.
And misery.
Yeah, misery.
A little bit of background information for everybody who is new to Wyre Villa or doesn't watch these videos. I'm not always right, but we do try our best. But let's have a look at it. Wyre Villa, they're 3rd in the league. Yep. Ulverston are 11th in the league. I'll talk a little bit about the league in a little bit. But Villa, we've won the last 4 games, including last week's game, which was actually abandoned.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We will be going into detail a little bit about. Yeah. But the big thing is as well, Ulverston last weekend, their game was postponed as well, so it's not looking too brilliant.
It's not. I don't suppose the weather up there has been any better than it has been down here this last week, so...
Yeah. I mean, if there's any Ulverston fans up there, then let me know in the comments what the pitch is like. Would be really appreciated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not looking too brilliant.
I don't think it is really, but you know, we'll see. We'll do a vlog and see how far we get with it, eh?
Well, I know what. Instead of doing a vlog, we'll get you to become Mr. Forecast Man. No. And then we can actually get it to a game.
No, I'm not qualified in that department, no.
No, you're only qualified to hold an umbrella.
Well, that's it, yeah. But it's an important role, as we've said before. So let me stick with what I know. Right,
okay. Anyway, moving on.
What about Ulverston's last few results then?
Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about that. The last 3 results for Ulverston, they have lost against Hesketh Bank, which was 2-0.
Right.
They lost against Horwich 5-1. And then they lost to Eagley 3-1.
Right.
And then, of course, last weekend's game was actually off. And I think this is quite the shocking part. They've conceded 41 goals and an average of 2 per game.
Have they really this season? Yeah. Right. Well, let's hope the game goes ahead. We should. I keep saying we should. I'm not going to. No.
You need a new word.
Yeah, I think we do, don't we? We need a few new words. Yeah, all being well and all that.
Yeah.
We should be all right, but let's see if the game goes ahead first, and conditions will dictate, won't they, what kind of game it is. I'm sure it won't be easy. They never are.
No, they never are.
No.
I mean, the amount of games we've seen this season, and it's been like a mud bath.
Yeah. And there's been very little. Well, the scoreline may have looked comfortable, but in reality, it's been far from that, hasn't it?
I mean, as well, you've got to look as well, there's been a couple of 1-0s here and there for Villa.
Oh, yeah.
And you think, if we go into that game on Saturday, should it be ahead, and plan for that 1-0 victory?
Well, we just need to score a goal,
We just need to score, don't we?
Score a goal will be alright, I think, because our defensive record is fantastic.
That's Ulverston out the way, so let's move on to Wyre Villa, and they are on a good form at the moment.
Yeah, good run of form, yeah.
Yeah, the last 3 games, let's remind ourselves, we beat Hallgate Park 1-0.
That was the last game, wasn't it?
That was the last game. Yeah. Then we beat Crooklands 3-0.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we beat Croston Sports as well, 3-0.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so again, but let's not forget as well, though, Villa are the second highest goal scoring in that league.
Yeah, they are, yeah. And the defensive record as well is by far the best, isn't it?
I believe so.
You know, it's fantastic, isn't it, how it's all sort of dovetailed together. And it's obviously down to a huge effort by the players, but also a huge effort by the... Well, they've got the lads playing in a certain way, haven't they, which is proving effective. And obviously the players have implemented that perfectly on the pitch.
Yeah.
And it's getting through, obviously, from what Boothie, Dixie and Richie have been telling them.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed as well, there's been a few noticeable changes in the last few games.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for one of them, I've got to say, Richie, I hope that stress ball is working for you, because there's a bit less language now in the dugout. So I hope that comes...
There isn't. I think he's trying hard. He's trying hard.
Yeah, he's trying. Yeah. But yeah, keep on at that stress ball. It might just work. Is there anything else?
Well, I think Booth is doing all right, isn't he, with the WD-40? I mean, he's keeping rust free and match fit, isn't he? At the moment?
He must be keeping cans in the changing rooms that we don't know about.
And I think what's motivated them further really is that the court jester of the three, that's Dixie. I mean, he likes his Father Christmas outfit, didn't he? He really liked that.
He really did.
Yeah, I've heard. I hear that he doesn't just wear it at Christmas either.
Sure.
That's what his wife told me, anyway.
We were just complimenting the team and the management, but let's not forget there's something from last week that was...
Well, that was out of our control.
Out of our control, wasn't it?
The cup game against Hesketh Bank. I mean, conditions were awful.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. It was horrible conditions. The pitch was quite boggy in places. But it went ahead, and quite rightly so.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Hesketh Bank scored from a free kick, and it was a good free kick.
It was a good free kick.
I mean,
it was good.
I think Aidan might feel a bit disappointed about it, but he shouldn't be, because it was swung into a good area, and he wasn't quite certain whether the attacker was going to get ahead of the defender, and it was an awkward one. Anyway, for the first half an hour of that match, Hesketh Bank probably... they
edged it.
Probably edged it, really, because they were getting balls over the top into the corners, weren't they? Yeah. And making our defence turn around and making it really awkward. And we never got into a stride.
It was almost kind of like we weren't imposing ourselves in that game
we didn't.
At all.
No, they sought to use long balls, as I say, which worked perfectly for those conditions. And it took us at least 30 odd minutes to get to grips with it, didn't it? And then they had a guy sent off.
Yeah, which changed the game again.
Well, there was one foul, and then the second one was pretty reckless, wasn't it, to be honest with you? And he was sent off, and from that moment on, obviously the whole game changed, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So half time came.
Yeah.
There was things that we needed to look at half time. We were 1-0 down. Also, Hesketh Bank as well, going into 10 men at half time.
Yeah.
We had to come out there second half, get that equaliser and maybe that winner. But let's not forget as well, though, the referee actually came out 5 minutes into half time, bouncing the ball around the pitch, checking it perfectly fine.
What I couldn't understand, though, was to get the second half underway, it must have been at least 20 minutes. At least 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, if he was debating calling it off, it probably would have been the right time at half time.
Yeah.
The conditions weren't any worse really than when we started.
No.
But in terms of both teams being happy, I think they may have been at half time. There was no reaction from Villa or Hesketh saying they wanted the game called off or anything like that at that stage.
No, definitely not.
And but I think if the referee was perhaps strong enough, with hindsight, I think he might have thought he could have made that decision then, because Hesketh were 1 up, but a man down.
What do
we're 1-0 down. It is a difficult decision, but I think if a decision had to be made to abandon the game,
it was there and then.
It was then, really, while the emotion had gone out of the situation.
Yeah, got to agree.
The conditions didn't get too much worse as the game went on, and within a matter of seconds, literally seconds, Isaac knocked one in with his shoulder, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure who, you know.
Anyway, that was 1-1, and as soon as that went in, 30 seconds after the half-time break,
we just went.
Inevitably Hesketh Banker said, "Oh, we want the game off."
Yeah.
And I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand that. If the boot was on the other foot, it may have been the same. Maybe not, but because I know that Wyre do have a very positive mentality.
Oh yes, definitely.
Within another couple of minutes, it was 2-1. I think it was Ollie that scored.
I think it was Ollie.
Was it Ollie that scored?
I think it was.
Remember. Yeah. Anyway, it was 2-1.
Yeah.
And
game on.
by this time, then there's no doubt Hesketh Bank are crying out to stop the game.
They were crying
abandon it. You know, everything.
I mean,
and putting a lot of pressure on the referee. But the conditions hadn't altered. It was just the fact that they were losing at that stage.
I mean, for us, sadly, we got in the away end because it was better for filming. But you mentioned in there about the referee and the pitch and everything. The touchline, yeah, fine. That was sodden, fine. But the pitch, perfectly fine, playable.
Well, they weren't nice conditions, but they were playable. They were no worse than they were at the beginning of the second half, at the beginning of the game.
No.
And then it went 3-1 and 4-1, and there was only 20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
You know, surely you want to finish the game.
Yeah.
And then he stops
Suddenly
it when you're 4-1 up.
Yeah.
Now, Hesketh played a blinder there. Now, you know, I've got to say, and a lot of other teams in their position would have probably done the same.
Yeah.
But you know, that wasn't the right decision.
No.
I mean, I can't understand why he was stopped then. These games are not particularly well attended, although there were a few there on Saturday. They're not particularly well attended, and you want to encourage people to come and watch these games.
And that isn't.
And it was a fantastic game in the conditions.
Oh yeah.
You know, the lesser of the evils would have been to say that's it at half time.
Yeah.
Didn't get significantly worse, and yet he let it go to 4-1 before he abandons the game.
Yeah.
What, with how many minutes to go? 20 minutes?
It was about 10. It was about 15, 20 minutes
20
left.
minutes to go. So, what's the point?
So, with 20 minutes to go, the referee called it off, and Hesketh got their own way, as it were.
Well, they did. I mean, they had a guy sent off as a sin bin, didn't they? So at one point they were down to 9 men, and I think by then we're perhaps losing their heads a bit, but you know, one of those things. But it's another game that we have to play, which we could do without. Again, it has implications, doesn't it? And I just think it was a poor decision to stop it after 20 minutes with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
When really it should have either been done at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Half time.
Yeah.
When it wouldn't have, you know, there was no emotion involved, but not 4-1 with 20 minutes to go. Anyway, it's one of those things, and we have to move on. The replays in another week's time, is it?
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about the referees and the games and everything like that. Let's not forget as well when we went to Millom just before Christmas.
Millom, yeah, that's right.
And that's another example of shocking referees, shocking weather conditions.
Well, no, but the referee got it right.
But the referee got it right that day.
He got it right. I mean,
he gave it 5 minutes, played on.
He got it right.
And got it right.
Visibility was down to 30 yards, and that was the same for both sides, just as the same as this pitch was.
Yeah.
You know, and he could have called it off soon if he wanted to. In fact, I thought, it was 1-1 at the time. I think. No, it was 1-0 when they first talked about having it called off, and then they carried on a bit. Millom scored to make it 1-1, and he could have said that's it then, and all right, perhaps not everyone would have been happy, but it would have been fairish, I guess.
Yeah, it'd have been a point.
But we said, well, we want to finish the game, you know, so we were just as likely to win it as lose it, weren't we? You know, and we finished the game, and that's it. Yeah. And again, wasn't that one of the most
best
brilliant
ones. That was one of the best ones
you've ever done?
Yeah, it really, really was.
And the conditions, the state of the pitch, it was bizarre, but it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And you've got to give the referee credit there for saying, no, we're going to get this finished.
Yeah.
Whereas in this instance, it didn't happen.
The opposite.
And you know, it was the wrong decision. It was the wrong decision.
but we get to play them next weekend.
Yeah.
Hallgate Park, 3 o'clock, so it'll be another chance to watch another Wyre Villa versus Hesketh Bank vlog.
Well, that's right, yeah.
More work for me.
And also, if you remember, talking of referees, do you remember when one of our guys, ex-spectators, was sent off in a reserve game over at Coppell?
Yeah.
And it just seems to be over officious, all this.
Yeah.
You know, because somebody has an opinion and the referee sent him off. I mean, like I said before,
we don't get enough fans.
We need spectators at these sports, don't we?
Yeah.
We need spectators. We need opinions.
I mean, are they going to ban us for screaming for celebrating a goal next?
And, you know, also at Millham, when me and another guy were moved on, not because we'd said anything, but because we were directly behind the lines.
Had an opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
It's too officious.
Yeah.
It's too officious, but people need to make firm decisions, stick with them, don't.
So just before we move on to the reserves game, we're just going to go into a little detail about the league standings and where Villa are, and the games that are coming up as well. So this is the first team. So there we go. At the top you can see we've got Millthorpe, they played 21. Got Hesketh Bank second, they played 20. Wyre Villa there, 16, they're third.
16, 5 games.
5 games behind.
5 games behind Millthorpe.
Absolutely crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you look there as well. Home wins, 9 for Villa. Home draw, 1. Home loss, 0. So we're not lost a home game yet. Then we move across. And again, away wins, 5. Away win draws, 0. And away loss, we've only lost the 1 game. Which is just absolutely incredible, really, really is. And then we're going for and against, and 59-14 there.
Yeah,
it's just phenomenal. And 37 points as well, and it's just
keep going, just win.
Just keep going, lads. Just keep going. So that is what the league is looking at the moment. So I'll just quickly scroll across so you guys can see that. So yeah, so that's well, I think we've covered the first there.
Well, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
You wait.
Yeah, alright.
These games won't be on now, will they?
No, and I ain't doing another review. But no, in all seriousness, we're going to move on to Wyre Villa reserves. They are at home against Thornton Cleveleys, A team I think it is.
Local derby.
Nice local derby, so really looking forward to this one. Fingers crossed it is on. But let's talk about Villa's last game. In the league, they actually beat Chipping at home, which was 4-0. And then, of course, last weekend they went to the runway at Lytham and won 2-0, which was just absolutely incredible.
Great result.
Brilliant. And let's talk a little bit about the Reserves League, shall we?
Yeah.
Villa are second in the table, 3rd highest goal scoring in that league, but by far the best defensive record in the division.
Well, you see, it mirrors the first team, doesn't it? Almost the top scorers, but also the best defensive records. There's something in this, isn't there?
We're doing something right.
We're doing something right.
So we've looked at the league, and to say we've only conceded 13 goals in 20 matches, which is just absolute. That is incredible.
Well, they often say, don't they, that teams reflect or mirror the managers they have in charge, and obviously Chris and Smithy were big, bruising, I won't say ugly lads, big bruising centre halves, weren't they? You know, so they know about defending. Whereas I think Tony was a bit more of a fancy Dan, wasn't he? Really?
Was he?
Well, I think he was. Yeah. You know. Yeah.
I have no say in this, guys. I have no say in this.
So that's obviously where all the flair comes from, isn't it?
Yeah, like the sleeping bag and. Well, I don't know if you noticed or not, but last week's team news against Lytham, if you look down at the bottom, it came up with who was allowed in the technical area.
Oh, yeah.
And it said Tony was manager.
Yeah.
Chris was assistant.
Yeah.
But you're never going to believe this one. Andy Smith was the physio.
That's scary, isn't it, that?
And he just...
God. So, lads, if you foul, get up quick.
Yeah, because Andy's coming after you. So our lovely neighbours, well, I'm
Thornton.
not sure they're lovely, but anyway, Thornton, they're next to bottom in the league with only 17 points.
17 points, yeah. So it's a game we should win, but it's a game.
It's all ours.
It's a game we have to win.
Yeah,
it's a game
6-0. Calling it here. If it's on.
I did notice looking at the league tables though.
Yeah.
If you want, well, obviously part going down to Wyre and seeing lots of goals.
Yeah.
If you're in Fulwood, go to Fulwood.
Right.
Goodness me, have you seen the
what's this?
statistics on Fulwood?
Go on.
They've scored 69 goals in 21 games.
Wow.
And conceded 70.
How do you even do that? How do you do that?
Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
I don't know
what formation are they playing?
118. I've heard that before, 118.
Yeah, I have as well. Oh, brilliant. But yeah, let's remind ourselves though, the reversed fixture, which was in the summer, so we had the beautiful weather. Villa won that 2-1 with Rob getting both the goals.
Rob, yeah, the goal machine.
2-1, so another big 3 points there for the lads.
It was indeed, yeah, and if I remember rightly, I think Thornton's goal came, I think Joe made a brilliant save, didn't he? I remember this.
Sam.
now. Joe made a brilliant save, just got his fingers to it. And then Nathan, who was running back, beautifully turned it into the corner of his own net. Great finish, Nathan.
Yeah, just the other end next weekend,
yeah,
please.
Wrong end, pal.
So you've got Couples, who are top, played 20. And then, of course, you've got Wyre Villa just behind with played 19. So we're just going to scroll across and have a look at the points and everything. So Couple, they're on 49. We're on 43.
We need Couple to lose a game, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, our goal difference 44, theirs is 41.
Well, but, yeah, if somehow they slip up and we can just win ours, there's every chance we'd win on goal difference. But you know, we've got to hope that they do lose a game, don't we? Yeah. And we've got to win ours.
Yeah, definitely.
So this game against Thornton on Saturday, if it goes ahead, and I must admit, we've got to win it. Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, let's look as well. The team's just behind Villa.
Well, no, I mean, Rosendale are in the mix, but they're not. There's no one else threatening, is there?
No,
really?
Rosendale, they've got 35 points.
Yeah, but they've got to win theirs in hand, and they're still behind us. So
yeah,
I can't see them overtaking us. They certainly won't overtake Couple. So no,
we just got to keep going.
The only thing with Rosendale is we have a vital game against Rosendale that was postponed the other week.
Yeah,
and we're going to have to play them away from home, and that'll be difficult. And we'll have to win it, won't we?
Yeah.
So
big game.
That's a massive game, isn't it? We'll have to win that, but we know what we need to do, don't we? Really?
Yeah, just keep going.
And even then, it may be not enough if Couple continue to win.
Yeah. So, but I just thought I'd bring you the live league stats, and hope that helps anybody who wanted to know. Well, the league truly is a 2-horse race between Couple and Villa this season.
Couple of the favourites, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Rosendale as well, they could have a say as well.
Well, they'll have a say in it, won't they? We've just got to beat them, haven't we, really? And Couple don't have a game this week anyway.
No, I believe not, so this is actually our game in hand.
So, you know, we just have to win it, don't we?
Yeah, we've just got a big performance from the lads is needed. And, get the job done. Yeah. So, come on, lads, especially from our top goal scorers, Ryan and Ben and LLC.
LLC?
Yeah, Ben.
Ben? Right.
Ben, yeah. Lives his love child. Right? But honestly, guys, best of luck to both teams. Go smash it. Yeah, we're not too sure which game we're going to go to yet, are we?
Well, depends which one's on, I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends on the weather. But we'll be at one of them, so please do watch out for a match day vlog coming your way on Saturday. A massive thank you to everybody for all the support. Without you guys, we wouldn't be making these videos. But yeah, please drop a like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and you'll see plenty more of these two faces this coming weekend. And we'll see you guys on Saturday. Bye guys. Bye.